year, in 2016, we went on with Justine Greening and Jess Phillips to launch our Ask Her to Stand campaign, and that's kind of why we're here this evening. In the last 100 years, since women won the right to vote, there have been 5,000 MPs, but fewer than 500 have been women. Men still outnumber women 2 to 1 in the House of Commons and 3 to 1 in the Lords. People are under the impression that things are changing. The BBC says things like record number of female MPs at the last election. But in fact, there were only 12 extra women elected. And at that rate, it will take 50 years to get gender balance in Commons. You know, it's taking too long, there's too much at stake. The real point is, and the point of this evening, is that representation shapes policy. And what we really want to hear from these incredibly eminent women, I mean, I'm just overwhelmed and in awe of all your achievements, really, is how women legislators affect women's lives. It wasn't men that fought hard for women to have equal pay. In fact, there was quite a lot of resistance to it. It was a woman that fought hard for that. And more recently, it was a woman that fought for pay transparency. And suddenly, you know, what a difference that has made. I mean, I remember working in the corporate environment and just having an inkling that the people sitting next to me, men, were probably earning more than I could, but I could never justify it, and it wasn't something that one discussed. So now that these things have to be published, it becomes, you know, clear where women stand, and that's important. But anyway, we don't just want women legislating on women's issues. Women should have equal seats and equal say to talk about transport, foreign affairs, defence spending. It isn't just that we want women here to talk about women's issues. In fact, all the things that we want to talk about are everyone's issues. We need to be working together to solve these problems. As Henry Kissinger said, there can never be a battle between the sexes because there's too much fraternising with the enemy. We are not here to do battle, we are here to work together. And what we would love you to do as a result of this evening is take one of our little cards. If you know a woman who would make a good MP, use our website to ask her to stand, because the evidence is that women need to be asked 3 times. There are many barriers that women face that men don't. And if they then go on to sign up to stand with us, we have contacts with all the parties, so whatever their political persuasion, we will help women take the next step to Westminster. We are the New Girls Network, a bit of an antidote really to the Old Boys Network. We want more women in the corridors of power. So enough from me. I now basically want to start asking the panel some questions that we put to them earlier, so that they might have had some time to think about it. And I don't really know, Elaine, I defer to you. How should we, or panel, how would you like to go about answering the questions? Do we go along in a row? I mean, maybe we do